If you're shopping for a new build in the Austin area, then chances are you've came across Brightland Homes. But before you sign on the dotted line, there's a few things you really need to know about their design, their warranty, how the design process is, and real reviews from homeowners and myself, as I have closed multiple Brightland Homes here in the Austin area. And actually, Brightland Homes is one of my favorite builders. Stick around to the end because Brightland Homes did make a decision this year that I just found out that could change things for their product. And I really want to share that with you. So stick around to the end and I promise you won't want to miss this. In this video, we're going to talk about Brightland Homes, who they are, where they build, where do they rank nationally, price points, their floor plans, their quick move-in options, what it's like to build and design with this particular builder, what comes standard with their spec homes, their incentives. The most important part, is this builder for you? All right, so starting off, Brightland Homes is one of my favorite builders for the price point. You can find, and we'll dig into this deeper, but you can find Brightland Homes in the low to mid 300s up into the $700,000-$800,000 price point if you're looking into that price. But I think they have a really good quality build and they're super competitive to most builders. And I think they have some of the best incentives offered in most areas. So Brightland Homes is originally from Texas. That is their prime location that they build. They also build in Arizona, Colorado, Tennessee, and Florida. But I hear that they're expanding, and that's what I'm going to speak to you about later in this video. Brightland Homes mainly builds single family homes, but they are starting to build townhomes in certain areas. And I really think I've seen a lot of builders doing this, and I think it has a lot to do with the affordability and trying to build more homes that are affordable, that can be different options if that's something that you may be into. All right, so let's jump on my computer. We're gonna get on their website. I'm gonna show you where they build, what floor plans they offer, and a little bit deeper dive on Brightland Homes. All right, so we are gonna start with where do they build? So they pretty much build all over Austin. We don't see much new construction in Austin, but within like all the surrounding suburbs from Leander, Georgetown, Gerald, Hutto, the up and coming Taylor, Pflugerville, Elgin. Let's see, this is probably Manor. That is Del Valley area. I think that's that new neighborhood up and coming. And then you've got Buda, Kyle, and San Marcos. So this is just the Austin metro area. Sorry, my map keeps zooming in and out. So let's flip through some of the price points. If you are familiar with the Austin area, this area up here tends to be a little bit more expensive. They have a lot of hill country. You can build typically bigger houses out here because of the land, and they've got higher end schooling. Gerald is a small and upcoming city, so you can definitely find something in the very low 300s. Same thing with Hutto and Taylor. You're probably looking at the $300,000-$400,000 price point. You've got Pflugerville, which I wish they would actually show you when you hover over the pricing. But let's look at, Hutto, you've got $329, Gerald $294, $289. Then down in Kyle, you've got $329, $359, $309, an up and coming townhome community in Leander, and then the $549. This is probably one of their higher price points because you can go up into 4,000 square feet. I think Brightland builds as big as 5,000 square feet, if I'm not mistaken. But on average, you see the 1,800 to 3,000 price or square footage in most communities. So you've got San Marcos here, $319, Taylor, $280. You've got your quick move-in homes, and then you've got if you're looking to build a home. So very different. Quick move-in readies are always cheaper because they are on the ground, they're ready to go, they can close within 30 to 45 days, and they always have better incentives. So for example, you have quick move-in ready homes, and here are the price points. So $349 in Elgin, $399 in Elgin, $444 in Hutto, $499 in Georgetown. But look at the square footage. We're looking at 2,500 square feet, 3,000 square feet for $420, but you're out in Elgin. Taylor, 2,200 square feet for $319. So you kind of get the gist of it. There's price points all over. We'll go over some of their floor plans here in just a little bit. Actually, let's look at Let's look at their quick move-in readies. And this is actually from today. So in the Kyle area, you've got from $399 to about $470. In Elgin, you've got $349 to $450, but that's for a 5-bedroom. You have Gerald in the $319 to $399, but you can see the difference in the square footage. Manor, $349 to $529. Elgin, $299 up to the $440. Hutto, $374 to $444. And then Leander, like I said, is a little bit more expensive. You've got the $600,000 price point, $700,000 price point. Gerald is in the low 2s to mid 3s. Georgetown is your mid 4s to upper 5s and 6s. Kyle is mid 3s to 4s. Pflugerville is also 4s to 5s, and you can even get into the 6s at a 3,000 square foot home. So you kind of see, like, they've got price points all over for their quick move-in ready. And I was going through my emails, and I was trying to find some incentives, because I get text messages from them all the time, and they always have some of the best incentives, which we'll go over a little bit later. But for example, they have this fixed rate for 4.875 for an FHA loan, or a conventional fixed loan for 5.25, with rates being about 6 to 7% depending on when you watch this video. They just went down to 6% not too long ago, but we've seen them as high as 7% over the last few months. So I just wanted to be like super transparent and kind of show you like what kind of deals they have. But let's take a look at the design center. So I found this on their website not too long ago, and I thought it was pretty cool. So when you're really trying to visualize what you want your home to look like, they don't give you the price, which I know some builder websites that you can click on different flooring, or you can click on like a fireplace or, extended wall, and it'll give you like the actual price that it costs to upgrade it, which I think is super awesome because you can really understand what you're buying. But what's cool is that before you go to the design center, or if you want to see if they have what you're looking for, you can go here. And so you can change the cabinets to, say you like this dark gray color. It's almost like a brown. And then you want the countertops to be like this white, and that really pops. And then you can put the flooring, and you can see, okay, let's go with this gray. Let's see what that looks like. Or this brown. Nope, I don't like that at all. Or you can do this off-white, and that kind of really pops it out. And then the backsplash. I actually like that backsplash, but if you wanted to change it up and see what other designs they have. So anyway, it's really cool. You can kind of mess around with that. You can change the paint color, which we all know, like, really, wow, like that really brightened it up. You can tone it down with a little bit of gray. That kind of blends in with like the stainless steel. So I thought that was pretty cool on their website. Their website is not super user friendly. You can go to find your home. You can go to Texas. You can go to Austin. And then you can get to that map that we were at. So you can see the communities, you can see the quick move-ins, but there's not an easy way to navigate like their floor plans, I feel like. Because they have so many different floor plans. There's like 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16 different floor plans. And they don't build every floor plan in the particular community you might be looking in. So it might be a little hard to figure out like exactly what floor plan you're wanting. But what is cool is that you can go to the community. Let's just go to Sunfield. This is in Buda. It's a large master plan community. And you can look at the buildable options. So they do show you what you can build in each area, which, let me take back what I just said. You can see what floor plans. And I usually see the premier floor plans, and I think the classic is the two major ones that I see down in the Central Texas area. So they have price sheets, they have filters if you want to go off square footage, your price range, stories, garages, bed, bath. Let's just click on one. So let's say I've had a client actually build this one right here, Oleander. And let's see what we can do with this. So you've got the PDF, so you can see the different elevations. You can see the floor plan, which, there we go. You can zoom in. You can see this is a 1-story, but you can make it a 2-garage tandem, which takes away this flex space. You can add a studio and a 4th bedroom. You can add an enlarged 3-bedroom, or the 3rd bedroom, so I guess you can kind of kick this out a little bit further. Option for the kitchen. Let's see, we've got the kitchen. Oh, the island. So the island changes different directions. And then the owner suite, you can have a, let's see, what do they got? Owner suite is right here. Oh, you can just do a stand-up shower and get rid of the bathtub. And sometimes in the owner suite, you can make this a bay window and it gives you about 3 more feet of space. And I know I've seen that in their homes as well. All right, let's talk about warranties. So all builders have warranties, but every builder has very different warranties. Most of them have a 1-2-10, but I've seen a lot of builders going to 1-2-6, I believe. They just passed laws not too long ago or over the last couple of years to where the builders no longer have to carry the 10-year warranty and can only have like, I believe it's a 6 or 7-year warranty, which is like the structural warranty. And I think they did that because most people don't live in their home past 5 to 7 years nowadays. But what do you get with that warranty? The 1-year warranty is pretty much everything that could go wrong that is not something that was done by you. So if you scratch a floor, or if your kid draws on the wall, or if a windstorm comes through and knocks some shingles off, like obviously that is probably gonna be through your insurance company, but I would call the builder first always. And why I say this is because I've heard stories, not particularly from my clients, but from other people's clients that have say they had a heavy windstorm come through, which we have a lot here in Texas, knock some shingles off. What does everybody do? They call their homeowner's insurance, and then the builder's like, well, you should have called us first. Now your warranty is voided. Now, I'm not saying that is with Brightland Homes, but I've heard that from different builders. So it's always safe to say, call the builder. If you have a plumbing issue, an electrical issue, they have emergency contact information. And anyway, the 1-year warranty, I always have my clients, or suggest to my clients, at the 11-month mark, get another inspection done so the builder will get those items fixed if it's something that's default to how they built your house. So say there's an electrical issue, there's a plumbing issue, you had a leak, or just anything that's not like cosmetic or like done by you or done by like, I know a major one can be is say you want to update your electrical. You want to add in like a surround sound system in your movie room and you did this after contract or after close. Always want to double check with the electrician that is within the warranty to see if they actually have to do the work. Because say you put that system in and then you start having electrical issues, you could void out your warranty. Just like if you want to extend your patio, you have a third-party company come out and pour the slab and they pour it up against your foundation of your house. Like they connect it, they rebarb and connect it and pour. That can, and usually always does, voids out your structural warranty, which is that 10-year warranty. So I got a little ahead of myself, but yeah, you have the 1-year warranty, you have the 2-year warranty, which I tell most people is everything behind the walls. So your HVAC system, your plumbing, your electrical, they'll cover that for 2 years. And then again, you have your 10-year warranty, which is anything structural, your roof structuring, the house structuring, the foundation, like anything that is structural to building the house. So again, they have their own contractors, they have their own contact information. Make sure, this is a huge must have, like please contact them before. And this is also why it's so good to work with a realtor, because I always remind my clients this: we work for you, not for the builder. The builder works for them. The sales reps, they work for the builder. So we are here to advocate for you from the very start, to picking your house, to going through inspections, to blue tape walk, to orientation, to making sure everything gets done before closing. And then after, making sure that you have a reminder for your 11-month walkthrough and your forever down the line if you need a resource. I know for me, I am always a resource for my client. So reach out, my information's on the screen. I just wanted to throw that out there to let you know that when you do use a realtor, you need to work with them prior to going in. So I have built relationships with quite a few builders, and so I don't always have to go in with my clients if I do have like multiple appointments going on. But sometimes builders are super strict that your realtor must be there on the first visit. And if they're not, they cannot be on that contract. That means that you have no representation. That means you have no help except for the sales rep that is, yes, they'll look out for you to a certain extent, but nothing to the full extent. And builders pay us, so why not have somebody that can advocate for you? So again, I think Brightland Home has a really good product. I think they've got that middle range price point. They create a really good product. I've built in probably 3 or possibly, no, maybe 4 subdivisions now with them, multiple houses, but in these particular subdivisions, I've had some really great experiences and I've had some okay experiences. And I think at the end of the day, it's not always about the builder. It's actually more about the contractor, like the contractor that runs that neighborhood. They usually have 1 to multiple contractors, depending on how large the subdivision is, to oversee the house and oversee all the contractors. And I've had one client that had a okay experience, but the contractor was just awful. And so we had to stay on top of him to make sure everything was getting done. And it was a real hassle. But again, that's like what I did. It was, something I made sure that happened so she didn't have to worry about it. But it wasn't the builder, it was really the contractor. Because I've had clients build from the ground up or bought a quick move-in ready home in a different subdivision and had a fantastic experience. And I've actually had this contractor multiple times, and he is one of the best, and he made sure everything got done. We didn't miss a beat. We went through HVAC inspections, we went through third-party inspections, we did everything, and he made sure everything got done. And so I don't always think it's the builder. I think even more than the builder, like, yes, there's quality, there's some really not so great builders out there, but more or less it's about the contractor and who is running the show. You get the sales rep, and then you get the contractor, and them working together with your realtor can really, really help make the transaction go super smooth. So another thing I wanted to touch on, and I brought it up a little bit earlier, and then I just kind of got sidetracked, but Brightland Homes is a full design builder, which means you can't change the floor plan. Like, they have specific floor plans. They are a mass production builder, but you can go to the design center. It takes usually 2 sessions, anywhere from 3 to 4 hours, and you can pick out all the designs, like the stuff we saw on the website. You can pick your countertops, your flooring, the backsplash, the paint, like everything from the different color schemes throughout the house. Unlike some builders have packages, they have like the standard, or they have the basic, then they have the standard, then they have the premium, and you can't mix and match those. But this builder is like full design. They have their design center here in the Austin area. They have design centers throughout Central Texas, depending on which area you're looking to build in. But from what my client's experience was, it can get expensive, so you need to be strategic with what upgrades you're looking to do through the builder that makes the most sense, like your flooring, your upgrades in the kitchen, the upgrades in the master bedroom. Maybe you want to extend the patio out. These are the things that where I would put your money, because the design center can add up. Sometimes they'll give you like $40,000 free in the design center, like $40,000 cash, and you pick a few things out and you're already at that $40,000. So it's really cool. It can be a lot of fun, but it can be super expensive, and it's a really fun process. And if that's something you're looking to do, give me a call, shoot me a text. I'd love to help you. Or again, they've got the quick move-in ready if you're needing to make a move super quick. All right, so the last part of this video, I just wanted to go over like the big change that they made, and also look at like where they rank in builders. So this is nationwide, and in 2025 they ranked number 29, and in 2024 they ranked number 30, selling 3,162 homes in 2024 and 2,900 homes in 2023. So they are a, pretty decent sized builder for only building in 5 different states. So what I wanted to show you is that Brightland Homes consolidated with a large group called DRB Group, which they build throughout the East Coast, and targeting 9,000 closings in 2025, which is triple what Brightland Homes is doing on their own. So this could be a good thing. We see this a lot because Brightland Homes used to be Gann, and I think they still own Gann. Now it's Brightland as well, and they've got a couple other groups that they are starting to consolidate with. Announced earlier this year, DRB Group. It looks like a pretty well-established company and can show some opportunity for Brightland Homes to grow in different markets. So that's something that could be really cool for them. Now, as far as quality goes, I just hope, as they grow, they don't lose the quality of the build. It's nice to see builders expand into different markets, but I also like to see builders that just kind of stay true to like where they're from. There's some builders that just stay in Texas or they stay in that central area, and I think it really just speaks to how they create and build their homes and how the experience is. So I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but we'll see how things move along over the years. But just something to keep in mind, that they're not going to be like the small company anymore, that they are going to consolidate with a larger company, and they are just trying to expand into, it looks like 14 different states. So I just wanted to share that with you so you could really see what the future of Brightland Homes could be. But that is about it as far as Brightland Homes go. So if you have any questions, or if you think this could be the product that you're looking for, give me a call, shoot me a text. I'm happy to chat, no pressure. I would love to just give you true advice and stories from my client's experience. And I also have some really great relationships with some of the builder reps all over the central area. So let me know what you think. Do you think Brightland Homes could be a good choice for you? Do you think maybe this is meh? No, this is not really what I'm looking for. Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for watching and sticking to the end. This is gonna be the new builder series. I'm gonna go builder by builder. So let me know if there's a particular builder you're looking for a full review, and I will get that done for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Peace out.